Before you scroll past this video, look at that woman, standing in the rain, outside that gate. The neighbors think she is a mad woman. The gate man has been told not to open for her. 3 children are watching from inside that same compound, and not one of them has moved. But here is what nobody on that street knows. Every single brick in that wall she's leaning against, she paid for it. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will never look at a quiet woman the same way again. Her name is Adaeze Okonkwo. And before she was anybody's wife, she was somebody. She was 24 years old when she opened her first fabric stall in Onitsha market. No father's money, no uncle's connection, just a young woman with fire in her chest and a refusal to be ordinary. By 27, she had 3 girls working under her. She was supplying fabric to boutiques 2 streets over. She had a savings account she funded every single Friday without fail. Rain, sun, hunger, it did not matter. She was not rich, but she was building. Then she met Emeka. Emeka Okonkwo was tall, charming, and full of vision. He could paint a future with his words in a way that made you want to hand him everything, including your carefully guarded heart. He told her on their 3rd meeting, "Ada, I want to build something that will last, something our children's children will point to, but I cannot do it without the right woman beside me." She was the right woman. She just did not know what being the right woman was going to cost her. They married in 1999. Simple wedding, big dreams. Emeka had a plot of land in the village that his father had left him. Bare land, nothing on it but grass and possibility. He had a plan to build, but plans without money are just wishes. Adaeze closed her fabric business. Let that land on you for a moment. She did not pause it. She did not hand it to someone to manage. She closed it, sold the stock, refunded her suppliers, said goodbye to the 3 girls who worked for her. She withdrew her savings, every kobo of it, and handed it to the man she loved. "This is for our foundation," she told him. He hugged her and called her his backbone. She borrowed from her mother. She borrowed from her aunt in Enugu. She took a soft loan from a cooperative she had contributed to faithfully for 6 years. Every bag of cement, her money. Every iron rod, her sacrifice. Every window frame, every door, every tile on that floor, her blood quietly spilled. And while she funded the building, she also cooked for the workers every morning. She negotiated with the contractors when Emeka was away. She carried their first son on her back to site meetings because there was nobody to leave him with. She built that house the way only a woman who has decided to love something completely can build, with her whole self. Emeka drew the plans. Emeka spoke at family meetings about the vision. Emeka received the praise. "This man is doing well, oh. Emeka, your hand is blessed." Adaeze would smile from the kitchen. She told herself she did not mind. The house was completed in 2004. Beautiful. 3 bedrooms, a compound with a big iron gate. The family moved in on a Saturday. They killed a goat. Relatives came from 3 different states. There was music and dancing and Thanksgiving. It should have been the happiest day of Adaeze's life. But even as she smiled and served and hugged relatives she barely knew, something felt wrong. She could not name it yet, but a woman's body knows things before her mind is ready to accept them. Emeka had started changing during the construction. Small things at first. Coming home later, taking calls outside, becoming irritated at questions she had every right to ask. She found the first receipt in 2005. A hotel. a date she remembered clearly because it was her birthday weekend and he had told her he was traveling for work. She confronted him. He denied it with such certainty that she began to doubt her own eyes. She found a number in 2007, a name in 2009. Each time she confronted him, he had an explanation, and each time she accepted it, not because she was foolish, but because she had 3 children, no business, no income of her own, and a life so deeply woven into his that pulling one thread felt like it would unravel everything. So she stayed, and she prayed, and she carried it alone. In 2021, her last child finished secondary school, and Emeka, as if he had been waiting for exactly this moment, as if he had been counting down, sat her down in the parlor of the house she had built and said, "Ada, I think it is time for you to go." She laughed, the way you laugh at something your mind refuses to believe. "Go where, Emeka? This house is in my name. I want you to leave." She stood up, sat down, stood up again. "Emeka, I built this house. I have the receipts. I have the..." "Your name is not on the document." 4 words. 4 words that ate 22 years alive. What she did not know, what he had never told her, was that on the day she was in the hospital in 2001, delivering their second child, he had gone to the lands office and registered the property in his name only. She was pushing new life into the world. He had been signing her out of everything. And so now you understand what you are seeing. This woman in the rain is not a beggar. She is not mad. She is not a stranger to that compound. She is the compound. The gate man who will not open for her used to call her Mama. She is the one who convinced Emeka to give him this job 3 years ago. The neighbors watching from their windows, she attended their children's naming ceremonies. She gave them salt when their kitchens ran dry. Her own children are inside. 2 of them are silent out of fear. One, her eldest son, called her that morning and told her, "Mama, just sign whatever he wants you to sign. Do not cause trouble." Do not cause trouble. She built a house, and they are asking her not to cause trouble. She stands there, rain soaking through her wrapper. And in that moment, every woman who has ever been erased quietly, legally, systematically from something she built is standing in that rain with her. She moved into her younger sister's 1-room apartment. She cried for 30 days straight. Not the beautiful cinematic kind of crying, the ugly, hollow, breathless kind that leaves a person empty for hours afterward. But on the 31st day, something shifted. She was sitting on her sister's floor, going through an old bag, and she found something. A receipt. From 1997, the first payment she ever made to her fabric supplier, 4,000 naira. Her very first investment in her very first business. She held that paper, and something woke up inside her chest. She had built before, with less, with nothing but her hands and her will. She could build again. Adaize did not take it lying down. She found a lawyer, a woman, who listened to her story and said, "Do you have any of the payment records?" She had all of them. Every receipt, every bank transfer, every cooperative withdrawal, every supplier invoice she had kept in a brown envelope at the bottom of her bag for 22 years without knowing why she kept them. She knew why now. The case took 2 years. 2 years of court dates and legal fees and people telling her to settle quietly. She did not settle quietly. In 2023, the court ruled in her favor. Not for the full property, the law is complicated and the document had his name, but the court awarded her significant financial compensation and a share of the property value that changed her life. She used it to restart a small fabric business, online this time, Instagram, WhatsApp. Her daughter helped her set it up. Within 18 months, she was supplying boutiques again. The same woman, the same hands, a different chapter. I need you to hear me before you close this video. If you are a woman who has built quietly while someone else received the credit, you are Adaze. If you have poured your savings, your strength, your silent tears into something and feel invisible inside it, you are Adaze. And if you feel like the gate has been shut in your face after everything you sacrificed, remember this. What your hands built once, your hands can build again. They can take your name off a document. They cannot take your ability out of your hands. Now do this right now. Like this video if Adaze's story moved you. Share it immediately. You do not know whose life this story will save today. Send it to that woman who needs to hear it right now before you forget. Comment below, she deserved better, if you believe she did. Or tell me, have you ever sacrificed everything for someone and been made to feel like you gave nothing? Your story matters. Drop it below. Subscribe to The Gracious Voice and turn on your notification bell, because every week we bring you real stories, raw truth, and the kind of content that reminds you who you are. The gate is open, Adaze. Walk through it. You always had the key. They just never told you.